What's going on, fam? This your main man, KC4L, King Self for Life Wrestling Takes. Now, before we begin this review, I got some sad news I got to talk about. The hip-hop/R&B community has lost two stellars in the game. One, he was an old school cat in the game, one of the best hype man. If you ever watch You Got Swerve, you heard his voice. He took Faith Evans' song, made it into his own. He was on Missy Elliott and Sierra's song, Music Makes You Lose Control. Fat Man Scoop, the video is all over the place. It's sad. He was on stage. He was doing what he does best. He was performing. And his last words before he dipped out, he say, "If you came to party, make some noise." And he died. This was last Saturday. Unfortunately, today, we got the news. About to turn 35, because apparently this boy was 34 years old, in my age group. Rich Homie Quan died, and apparently it's due to drugs. And, you know, that scene is so heavily involved in our community, or quote-unquote involved in the culture of hip-hop, and that stuff was given to us because of the powers that be. Now, we had every opportunity to say no to it, but we consumed it like crazy, and it's been associated, and it's given our community, and it's given the hip-hop community such a bad name. And it's sad, because guess who's making the money off of the bull jive? It ain't us. That's all I'm going to say about that. But prayers to both families, the family of Fat Man Scoop, the family of Rich Homie Quan. It's unfortunate. And I wasn't familiar with the young man named Beat King. He's another one. They say they do it in threes. It's unfortunate. Out of nowhere. Just like boom, boom, boom. Like cats just dipping out like it ain't nothing. It's unfortunate. And speaking of another unfortunate situation, we had another white supremacist mass murder shooting that took place at a high school out in Georgia. Appalachia, I think that's the name of the high school. 14-year-old dude who was apparently on the most wanted list in 2023. FBI had him down. Now, why the clown is this cat in the school if he's on the FBI list? Let that foolishness sink in. 4 people lost their lives. 9 people got shot. 2 teachers and 2 students. It's demonic. Ladies and gentlemen, do you understand what this? We're living in a satanic fallen society. People want to continue to not go to you-know-who because they say, oh, that's just controlled opposition. No, the Most High is the one who can free us from ourselves. We can't do it. This is why white supremacy, satanicism, killing, murder, stealing, all of this foolishness that you continue to see, that's what it's due to. You know, I listen, this is supposed to be a wrestling review, but I got to give my thoughts on everything that's going on. I know a lot of times I don't really tweet on certain things because I really don't know what to say. I really want to come on here and just say it to you so you can hear my voice instead of me tweeting all day, because they only give us 150 characters, which is a joke. We should be able to tweet as much as we want to, but I feel like I'm best at it where I can actually say what's on my heart, what's on my spirit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's demonic. The whole situation is demonic. So speaking of demonic, ladies and gentlemen, I've seen clowns online talking about, and I've seen the review, I've seen the ratings. The ratings, listen, the game, keep doing what you're doing, because I thought yesterday's episode of Dynamite was actually a very good go home show. I know it's a lot of the random wrestling, but a lot of times, a lot of us don't watch the other shows on why these certain matches are made or whatever. I wish TK would do a better job at explaining why certain matches are going down on the show. Don't just do it because then, like I said, you don't have to always have a 20 to 30 minute match. The match can go 13 minutes. The match could go 15 minutes. It doesn't have to be 30, 40. It doesn't have to be that long. You know what I'm saying? You want to keep people engulfed in what you're doing. What Tony Khan and company did to get us engulfed into the show, it was Tony's final records of his last attempt to get people to tune in to All Out. Why do you want clowns like us to pay $50 to watch your pay-per-view? Okay, I'm going to start the show off with DG. getting people to understand why DG is ticked off. Why is he angry? Why does he want to destroy MJF? Let him get his last 2 cents off before we actually get to see them get in the ring. And like I said, I appreciate that more than instead of Tony Khan giving us the match before the match. And you know he can't help himself. He can't. I don't know what is his whole go-to, because that's his go-to. I got to do it. No, you don't, bro. You do not have to do that. You do not have to continue to give us a match before the match. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. DG came out there. I'm going to be honest with you. I think this was probably the best Milwaukee crowd AEW's had in its 5 years existence. They've been to Milwaukee a couple of times, and the Milwaukee crowds are usually quiet as heck. They don't really make no noise. But I think this crowd was actually a lot attentive into certain things that was happening. They was active in certain situations, especially with this opening scene. We got the heat, the genuine heat that you want. I thought Daniel Garcia cut one of the best promos he ever cut in his life. Basically, pretty much embarrassing MJF and calling MJF a low life. And let me go down here and let me read exactly what he spoke. The things that he said. He said some deep stuff. He said it's some real deep stuff. I'm telling you, everything about you is fake. He called him fake. He said his whole life is fake. Listen, he said, child you're going to have is ugly like you. I mean, he got deep. So MJF had his clapbacks. Talk about he going to put him in the hospital again where he ain't going to have no career. And the only people that's going to care about him is the people that love him and all that stuff. You know, typical MJ. Let me tell y'all something. MJF, I'm going to be honest with you. MJF, if he wants to destroy somebody on the mic, he can do it. But because of this feud, his job is to try to quote unquote get Daniel Garcia over based off of allowing him to go harder at him than what he is. Both of these two I just twisted. MJF is a clown through and through. DG, listen, when he said what he said, they got him ticked off. He ran over there, he went through the security guards. He was sitting up there with the securities, drinking his wine and everything, thinking he cool as heck, you know. And when DG tried to get to him, he basically popped him across the head with the glass he was drinking from. And then basically sat there with him with the blood dripping out his head, kissed him and everything. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to make my predictions on the spot as I give you this review. I'm going to go with Daniel Garcia to defeat MJF. I don't know how he's going to defeat him, but I'm going to go with Daniel Garcia to defeat MJF. Based off of what we witnessed and what we saw, normally 9 times out of 10, if the cat that's winning gets laid out, 9 times out of 10, they're winning. That's just how it is. I'm going with DG to defeat MJF. So I thought this was a excellent open. Listen, 9 times out of 10, when you watch an AEW program, what does Tony Khan do? He rushes right into the matchup. You are trying to get fools to pay for this pay-per-view. You want fools like me, fools like all these hardcore heads to watch your pay-per-view. You got to have something that's going to gravitate them to say, you know what, man, why am I watching this product? And people keep complaining about the ratings. And listen, AEW is the only show where they complain about the ratings. I don't hear nobody complaining about the NXT ratings. They don't say nothing about Raw, Smack. They don't say nothing. Because I told you, there is a host, 80% of the IWC, the unfortunate part, is they don't want this company to be around. They only want WWE to be around. Truth be told, and that's the sad part. They don't understand that if AEW is gone, WWE will not be what they think it's going to be. Because H would get extremely lazy. First of all, he already kind of lazy right now. He ain't really going as hard as he should. Don't let these Triple H jock snip strappers let them lie to you. What H is doing, he's barely getting by. He's doing some decent things. But from what I've been watching, it's subpar. He can do so much better. It seems like after WrestleMania, he ain't done nothing. The only best thing he got going right now is Punk and Drew McIntyre. That's the best thing he got going. Outside of that, he don't really have anything. He don't. He had Bronson, but Bronson is, he on the shelf for a little bit. But that's it. He don't really have anything going on. And so this company, again, Tony Khan is so focused on the merit of giving great matches. I'm like, TK, you gonna do it at the pay-per-view. You constantly keep giving us great pay-per-views every time, even with them being extra long. Your issue that you got to do is do what you did last night. Create content that's going to get people to talk based off of whatever the storyline that the two wrestlers are trying to tell, based off of them going back and forth on the mic or whatever. That's how you pique people's interest. If you can't do it, all people are going to do, again, because they focus on the negative side of things of this company. They don't look at nothing else. Like I said, I told you, I come on here, I give my perspective on everything concerning this company. I break all of it down. Every single thing, regardless if it's good or bad, I let y'all know, because like I said, I'm a real fan of this company. I want this company to continue to thrive for the next 5 year plus, 10 years plus. I want them to be around for a very, very long time. But things got to change. They got to change. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over and expect the same result. Expect a different result. It's not going to work. But I like this intro. This was a great intro. This is fantastic. So right after that, we got the first matchup. We got Renee talking with, they call themselves the conglomeration. I don't know. It's a wacky, goofy man stable. Mark Briscoe, OC, Kyle O'Reilly, Willow. Who else is in the stable? Willow's in the stable. Yeah, all of them. So Ospreay joined because it was going to be a trios match later on, which is the main event, which was going to be them versus Pac and the BCC. So they basically was talking about what they was going to do in the main event, whatever. But, they got to get goofy and all that crazy stuff. So the first matchup, so a lot of people was like, how the clown did this match make sense? I'm going to be 100% with you. I didn't really understand how this match made sense because, you just had Ricochet beat the brakes off of Kyle Fletcher, and then Kyle Fletcher, who just lost out of nowhere, gets a match against, quote-unquote, championship match against Okada. What did he do to deserve it? Don't know. But like I said, I didn't watch Collision. Maybe he did. Well, yes, truthfully, yes, he did. He beat Ishii. I guess that was his way of getting in or whatever. Again, Tony Khan don't explain. I wish he would do a better job. If he would have said, okay, Kyle Fletcher wants a title shot against Okada. If he beats Ishii, he gets a title shot on Dynamite. Tony Khan should have did a better job of explaining that. He just does not do it. He thinks that we just going to sit up there and just put one and two together. Then you have fools online who hate the company are going to say, this doesn't make any sense. And I agree with him. It don't make sense. Because again, Tony Khan is so focused on the merit. Now, was the match good? Yes, it was a very good matchup. Okada being Okada, Kyle Fletcher trying to do, his best. And then out of nowhere, Excalibur said, well, by the way, we're going to have ourselves a fatal four-way match. Just got added out of nowhere. We're going to have 3 other matches. They're going to be in there with whoever wins between Okada and Kyle Fletcher at doggone All Out. This is basically Tony Khan's way of quote-unquote getting clowns on the show that don't even deserve to be on the show, but that's what he does. I wish Tony Khan would actually put forth more of an effort with this doggone championship. It would mean so much more if they could focus more on this title on Collision. If this was the main championship of Collision with the trios titles, Tony Khan, you might have some with that doggone show Collision. But the problem is you don't do that. You treat both Collision and Rampage with just, let's just have random matches and hopefully people are going to tune in. No, that doesn't work. It does not work. You got all this extra content that you're putting out. Cat's going to need to understand, we're going to need a real understanding and explanation of why do you want us to tune in. We don't just want to watch flips and dives. I tell you this all the time. That's why I say hardcore E-Shields can't call me an AEW hardcore here. I mean, you can't call me a shield for AEW because, listen, I critique the mess out of this company. Tony Khan doing some bull job, I'll tell you doing some bull. He doing something decent, I'll say he's doing something decent. But we got 3 other matches, and like I said, 2 of them is happening on Rampage, and the other is going to happen on Collision, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And matter of fact, tomorrow is both Collision and Rampage because, All Out is on Saturday night. So we got 3 full hours of AEW content, and they going to hit. So first of all, the ratings going to be trash. So I don't even want to hear nobody talk about the ratings for Collision and Rampage. Football is going to be on because football starts tonight, and we got a game on Friday. We got Green Bay versus the Eagles on Friday. We got tonight Ravens versus Chiefs. I don't want to hear nobody say nothing about no doggone ratings. SmackDown, everybody's going to be gunning for your attention on all 3 products. NFL is gunning, AEW is gunning, WWE is gunning. So I don't want to hear nothing about no freaking ratings because that's all you fools focus on. That's it. It's like when you see those ratings, people say, oh, that's it, they're done. When they just signed the new deal. This is why I say they get so carried away about the dog. That's why you don't hear me say nothing about the ratings no more. Like I said, trust me, I would love for this company to get back to the 900K and potential to get back to the millions. But again, It's up to Tony Khan and company to tell better stories. Wrestling alone does not get fools to tune into your product. I don't give a damn. I tell Tony Khan that to his face. You got to tell better. Why is said wrestling A? Wrestling why? Give us a reason for the matchup. Now Triple H, he falling into that same pattern because he just give us rematches every day, every week. That's why I say fools would be so much harder on AEW, but they don't really want to say nothing about what's going on in the E. And I tell people all the time, I say you got to listen to somebody like me. I tell you the truth for both shows, regardless of what company it is. But this is a decent match. Okada won, so Okada is in. So he will be going against whoever wins between the other. The Bounty Hunter is in the match. Sheeta's in the match. OC's in the match. Who else is in? This is another cat. That Taurus clown. All of these fools are in the matchup, and they could be. Oh, Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe is in. So if those three, what I think is going to happen, I think Mark Briscoe is getting in. I think OC's getting in, and I think Takeshi's getting in. I think those are I would love for Brian Keith to get in there, but Tony Khan ain't really doing nothing with my brother. He got him acting a dang fool, hanging out with Jericho, sitting up saying, "Respect Jericho," just sounding stupid as possible. It's dumb. I can say he was better off by himself. But again, Tony Khan got to figure this thing out. You can't just keep sitting up here doing something that's not working. Big Bill is the only dude that actually getting over in this doggone learning tree crap. My man Bounty Keith ain't really doing nothing. He just look like a stool pigeon. That's it. So that's the added matchup that got added to All Out. So we got the video. Now this video went viral. So early yesterday, Swerve posted a video about him and Prince Nana purchasing this childhood home. It was a heart-filled video. And I said to myself, wait a minute. AEW is plastering this all over social media. Something going to happen to that house tonight. Something is going to happen. I got a feeling that Hangman going to burn that place down. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. Jamie Hayter went against one of the Renegade twins, Robin Renegade. This was a quick match because, ladies and gentlemen, Jamie Hayter is she was on an interview. I think she sat down with Renee, and she talked about how she came close to retirement. She was banged up, ladies and gentlemen. Herniated disc. Her shoulder was jacked up. She said she couldn't eat. She couldn't lay down. She couldn't sleep. Everything was jacked up. Her body was she couldn't laugh. She couldn't cough. She couldn't do nothing. And she considered retirement. This is why I say I take my hat off to these cats. These cats put their life by. People, when they say pro wrestling is fake, that's not fake. The fact that she said she could have potentially retired. Ladies and gentlemen, these fools, these men and women, boys and girls, whatever you want to call them, they put their bodies on the line for our doggone entertainment. So these fools be running around here talking about it's fake. No, it's scripted. Listen, yes, what you're watching on TV is predetermined, but they put their bodies on the line for our doggone entertainment. So Jamie Hayter ain't really ready to, if you can tell, she ain't ready to really go in. She just showcasing on the surface. Now they keep playing around with Saraya and Harley Cameron and them. So I don't know if Tony Khan is going to make the announcement because you know how he do. He like to be sneaky as heck. As of right now, we got 8 matches. That should be the cutoff. Tony Khan, you shouldn't add no more matches, but I got a feeling this circus clown is going to do it. He going to put Saraya and Jamie Hayter on the show, and that's what he's going to do it based off on Rampage. I know how he do. I know how this clown do. I know how he do. Tony Khan, bro, if you really wanted to catch the carrot, you should have done that, but you didn't. You tried to be sneaky and conniving with it and do it on the low. I'm like, no, bro. I tell you all the time. Listen, you could actually put more effort into this by setting this match up for doggone Grand Slam. This would give more time for Jamie to get her feet wet, to get back into ring shape or get the ring rust off. Saraya can start getting some matches in. You don't have to rush right into it and say, let's do it at the pay-per-view. No, you don't. I tell you all the time, everybody in the grandma don't deserve to be on the freaking pay-per-view. We got 8 matches that have been announced. You don't need to add no more. That's it. That's the freaking cutoff. I tell you all the time. Triple H is scared to add more. Tony Khan is scared to add less. That's their biggest problem. Two groups, two the same. Like I said, they on the same exact tree. I don't give a damn what nobody has to say. Shoot, people try to put one over the other. No, these two are the same. They grow the same exact way. And just because, listen to me careful. Just because Tony Khan actually allowed one of us to actually win the big one, don't mean that he ain't off the list of being a quote-unquote white supremacist. So I don't want to hear nobody in here tell me that I'll be buck dancing for doggone Tony Khan. I don't want to hear it. I keep it 100% for both him and Triple H. The same energy. I keep the same energy for both of them. Now back to our regular scheduled program. She beat the brakes off her Renegade, and like I said, they showed Swerve and Harley Cameron looking distraught. I'm like, TK, don't add the match to the card. Wait to Grand Slam. But I know this fool. I know how he gonna do. It's gonna be some stupid stuff that's gonna happen on Rampage. It's gonna happen on Collision, and then they're gonna make the match up, and it's like, oh, we're gonna have another. I'm like, Tony, everybody don't deserve to be on the show. Everybody don't deserve to, if their story is not important, don't put it on the show. You know that's what he gonna do. You know how he do. We're gonna go from 8 matches to probably 11. I know how this clown think. I know how he do. We're gonna get like 2 extra other matches because you're gonna try to throw every other clown that didn't even have a storyline and throw their behinds on the pay-per-view. I don't know why he is like that. I wish I could sit him down and tell him, bro, you got 8 matches. Those 8, fine. After that, don't add nobody else to the card. What you gonna have to do, you're gonna have to get Renee and RJ City to get people hyped on Saturday night when the show starts, when the pre-show starts. That's their job. Their job is to get people, just show the video packages of who going against who. That's what your job is for. Then, once the pre-show is done, now we get you ready for the show. That's it. 8 matches and 8 matches. That's it. We don't need to add no more. I don't want to hear nothing about this dude and that dude. No. Don't do it. So, Renee was talking with Roderick Strong, and they said they made a terrible mistake. And you had CD come out there. CD was like, yeah, we made a terrible mistake. And so Hook came out of nowhere. He said, you know what? Yeah, you know, the match didn't go the way you wanted to, and that was on me. So, listen, if we want to, we can go ahead and get this thing down right now. I can put my championship on the line right now. And Roger Strong was like, Hook, you know how you do. When he be always screaming everybody's name. I appreciate the offer you allowing me to challenge you for that championship, but we're going to do it on my terms and not right now. So I think Tony Khan is probably going, if he's smart, don't do it at All Out. Do it at freaking Grand Slam. Just wait to Grand Slam. Wait to Grand Slam. Do it at Grand Slam. I told you what Tony Khan and them should do. If you really want people to care about this doggone FTW championship, this should be the Cruiserweight championship on your show. This should be the championship for the small cats. And then they work their way from that championship to the TNT or the Intercontinental. I mean the Intercontinental or whatever. Whatever. Tony Khan got like 15 trillion belts on the show. But if you want people to care, turn that into the Cruiserweight belt, and we go on from there. We see Moxley and Marina Shafir walking backstage, and they talking about what's about to happen. We carving the path of violence and all this stuff. And they ran up on the Elite. Now, there's not a coincidence on why they ran up on them. I got a feeling that this new faction or whatever Moxley and them is trying to create has something to do with Shane McMahon. All of these clowns are going to be rolling together. He ran up on Jack Perry and told him that he was a sweet kid. They looked at them like, we ready to do business with you. There's some foolishness that's getting ready to hit the fan, ladies and gentlemen. Because a lot of people is not talking about it. Moxley has not acknowledged that his homeboys are all champions and he don't have nothing. The BCC got all the gold right now. The BCC, including Pac, are the trios champs. Bryan Danielson is the AEW World Heavyweight Champion right now. Moxley has not acknowledged nobody yet. That is a specific reason why. That's my major reason why I'm interested in this whole situation, because I don't know where it's going. But I got a feeling Moxley has got some kind of business transaction he's doing with the Elite. I don't know what this is going to entail. I don't know. We don't know. Nobody knows. We can speculate all day. Yes, Shane is coming. More than likely, Shane going to be on TV. But we don't know where it's going. Nobody knows. You can sit up here and act like you know, but I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. That's why I'm intrigued about it, because this is definitely going to involve Bryan and the BCC. It's something going on. There's something going on that we don't know, but Mox ain't said nothing. He came out there and he said, I want to talk to Darby Allin. Darby Allin's jacked up. He's still chilling in that doggone casket. I know Sting got him out of it. We ain't seeing Darby for a minute. But remember, Darby Allin is the number 2 contender. Remember that. Keep that in the back of your head. He is the number 2 contender. So I'm like, he wants to have a conversation with Darby. He talked about, I remember when I first got here and it was this wild boy acting complete crazy and I knew this kid belongs in this company. He was talking about Darby Allin. He wants to have a conversation with Darby. Why? But I got a feeling that he wants to take his spot. It's something. There's something to that. He is the number 1 contender to the Bryan's Championship, which they have not acknowledged. They have not acknowledged that Moxley wants to talk to the number 2 contender. Why? We don't know. That's my whole intrigue about the whole situation. So, Learning Tree, Renee was talking to the Learning Tree, and again, they talked about what Brian Keith gonna be doing because he's trying to get into the Triple Crown Championship. I told you, Tony Khan, if you really wanted people to care about the Triple Crown Championship, that should be the number 1 focus on freaking Collision. Outside the Trios Championship, people should mainly tune in to watch Okada and the BCC with Pac. That should be the main. And then again, get Mariah May on TNT on Collision. The AEW Women's Championship storyline would be the main focus over on Collision with those other 2 championships. While the TBS title would be the main title over on Dynamite. It ain't that difficult, Tony. It's not that difficult. You just don't want to do it because you're scared that people going to say you want to be WWE. I don't give a dang about that. You got too many clowns on your show, too many championships on your show, and fools don't know which way what title was what because they can't differentiate for neither one. You see, now people want to see. You hear me being critical of the man. This is what I'm talking about. You have to do it. You have to. I don't give a dang that people gonna say y'all just trying to be like the E. Man, this is pro wrestling 1-on-1. You got multiple shows. You got a multiple roster. Let's split this thing in half so fools think about it. Think about it. Why are the ratings down? Because everybody's like, well, I'm really not sure who's gonna be on what show. I should tune in. You should make that differential. This new deal that should be the number 1 thing. We got a draft getting ready to go down. Christopher Daniels is officially the GM of doggone Dynamite or Rampage. And if Shane is coming in, let him be the GM of doggone Collision. And now we split everything in half. I keep telling you what championships should be on what. Half of the elite are going to be over on. Look, think about this. Jack Perry and Okada is over on. Now listen, they can make appearances on Dynamite. I don't mind them showing up, but mainly their show will be Collision. Jack Perry, Okada, Collision. The BCC Pac, Collision. Boom. What's my boy's name? Blue Club Gold, the Bang Bang Gang, Collision. The Top Flight, Collision. Do you see where I'm going? Then let's Deonna Purrazzo, Sabrina, the other. Whenever we finally get Athena up here, Collision. Throw them on Collision. While you got the other girls, the ones that you keep seeing pull up on doggone, and then except Mariah May, over on Collision. Why? Because she the AEW World Championship. Boom. Just split this roster. Britt, Mercedes. Who else gonna be? Sheeta, Willow, Chris. That's freaking Dynamite or Rampage. Split them up. I'm trying to tell you, this will help ratings. This will boost ratings so much because now people got to know. They got a reason. Oh, I want to watch Willow. What show is she on? Oh, she on Dynamite. Oh, I want to watch Chris. What show is she on? Oh, boom. Oh, what show is Swerve gonna be on? Oh, boom. Do you understand what I'm saying? Hangman. This is what I'm talking about. The tag team situation should be the main focus of freaking Dynamite. You can differentiate what is what. Who's in the trios and who's in the tag team. Instead of flip-flopping and throwing everybody together in random groups that don't go nowhere. So that was that. So then we get this matchup. Now I don't know how Nyla Rose became. Again, this is what I feel like. Every time somebody win a championship, Tony Khan like, hey Nyla, I need you for a match. Come on. And so, was the match good? Yeah, it was decent. Like I said, Mariah May did everything in her power was to sell for Nyla Rose. She sold for her. And as of right now, like I said, Mariah May does not have a match for the show, which is good. She can use a break. I told you, everybody does not need to. Like I said, as you get ready to build up the next feud for her, she doesn't need to be on the pay-per-view. She can pull up, she can have a segment or two, but she does not have to wrestle on the show. Again, this is the whole point of having multiple clowns and everybody doesn't need to be on the show. She just came off of a year-long storyline where she was awarded the AEW Women's Championship. She deserves a break from her pay-per-view. Just like what they doing with doggone Tony. Tony's in Australia right now. This woman said, I don't even want to be seen right now. She said she's looking for some chick named Wendy. I don't know who she talking about. But she says, I'm looking for a girl named Wendy out here in Australia. Boom. Oh, so we're not going to see Tony for a minute. Great. This is what I'm talking about. Figure it out. Tony, you got multiple. He said it himself. He said he got 27 clowns that help him write, including himself. 27. He got 27 goofies that's in there coming up and creating stuff. So he said it's not just me. Fools keep saying it's just me. No, I got 27 clowns trying to help me create content for you goofies that enjoy this stuff. That's basically what he said. Mariah May got the victory. She was selling her behind off, but she got the victory. Great. Then they cut a promo about Deonna Purrazzo, and I forgot about Deonna. Deonna is still running with this thing. I tell you this, Deonna should be one of the main situations over on Collision. That's what she should be. She should be over there. If you really want, like I said, you got to differentiate. I'm mispronouncing it, y'all. Forgive me. You got to figure out who is going to be a heel, who's going to be a face, and figure it out. Like I said, I think the women's right now are definitely better than where they were. They could use so much work, so much. Like I say, Tony Khan, you did a great job with the Tony and Mariah feud. Great. Mercedes, I'm telling you, even though a lot of people is poo-pooing everything she's doing right now, I'm telling you, ever since she came, the women's division shot up. It could be so much different. Now, with her going ready to go against Sheeta is giving off Hitman vibes. She's running around here in the suit. She like, look, I'm about to take this girl out of the doggone pay-per-view. We got the doggone shot. Oh, and because of the situation that transpired, Camille has been banned from ringside. So how the clown is Mercedes supposed to win on her own? That's the whole situation. This match should be 1,000% better than her and Britt. 100%. I'm expecting this match to be better. Mercedes, Sheeta, go in there, do what you need to do. Give us a fantastic match. I'm like this. If we're going to open the show with something, open the show with this matchup. This way Mercedes and them don't get stuck in a bad spot. Like she's been getting. Don't put her in a bad spot. Open the show with this matchup. If you're going to do anything, this would be fresh. It would be hot. Fans are right in the middle of it, so they get to pay attention to everything that Mercedes and Sheeta is doing. Open the show with these two. Do it. Don't put her in a dead spot like you've been doing, so then fools can sit up and just find more and more ways to just complain. Because that's all they know how to do concerning Mercedes. But with Deonna promo, it was a decent promo. Like I say, Tony and them need to do a better job of getting people to believe in baby faces that can take these heels out. He's got the heels. The heels are dominating. When it comes to the female wrestlers, Mariah, Mercedes, Deonna. I thought Sheeta was the heel, but apparently she's a face. I don't know which way she's going right now. Sheeta might be the best. Okay, take that back. Willow, Sheeta. If Britt wants to, but she stays her mouth and her attitude is why she stay in trouble. And like I said, she's just coming off of the unfortunate situation. And you got Jamie. Figure out, again, like I say, figure out a way to get people to give a crap about what you're doing with the women. You can do it. It's this. You've done it. Figure out a way. Again, and Willow and Chris, they shouldn't be fighting over no doggone championship. They beef is better than the doggone championship. Again, Tony Khan, why are you having your women go out here and win championships that have absolutely nothing to do with your company? This is one of his biggest issues. Don't keep having clowns run to other companies to win other championships because you don't know what you're doing. Don't do it. I feel like that's a crutch. That's one of the major reasons why a lot of people don't be caring about certain titles that you got on your company, because you have the cats in your company win championships on other companies that people don't even watch. I don't even waste my time with CML. So I don't know what Tony Khan was thinking by having my girl go over there and win that thing. Don't make sense. But I'm telling you right now, Chris is about to beat the snot out of her. They got a Chicago street fight. Congratulations, Chris Statlander. She's finna walk out with that CML Women's Championship. It's a done deal. Mercedes is going to retain. I'm taking Mercedes to retain. I don't know how she retains. I have absolutely no idea how she's going to retain, but she's going to retain. Maybe Britt tries to get back into. I don't know. I don't know. Again, Britt got to get herself together. Britt gonna have to make up in her mind. Look, I can't keep bulljabbing. I got an issue. I'm bulljabbing. I'm on bulljabbing mode. I can't keep bulljabbing. I'm supposed to be the so-called face of this company, but I keep bulljabbing. Let me go get back in the gym. Let me go figure out what I need to do to get myself better. Because every time they keep saying I keep putting out dookie matches. Everybody keeps saying it. Everybody keeps saying my matches suck every day. So I need to go back to the drawing board, figure out what I need to do to help get this division to where it needs to be. Like I said, I thought the women's division has improved drastically. Tony has done great to help with my girl Jennifer Peppermint, RJ City, everybody who's been doing work with the women. I got to give nothing but props. But there's still room for improvement. Very much room for improvement. I'm serious. But like I said, she coming for that championship, but she not winning. So backstage, Young Bucks and Jack Perry give a message to Mr. Bryan Danielson. They leave a message. They say we were there when he pulled up, and everything was cool until he decided to claim he was going to kick everybody's heads and all that. So I decided to put my name in to win the championship, which we plan on doing. We're going to bring all the gold to the elite. That's basically what the promo was. So you knew something was finna happen with the doggone main event. Bryan Danielson come out. He's sitting out there on commentary because he's watching his boys go against the Conglomeration, which is Kyle O'Reilly, OC, Will Ospreay. Now, again, Tony Khan. I don't need to see clowns that's finna wrestle each other, but guess what Tony Khan get ready to do? He finna have everybody that's finna wrestle each other on Saturday, wrestle each other on Collision. I don't know, Tony. Why do you keep doing that? I don't need to see the match before I hate when he does. He does this every time. Every time. I'm like, bro, we don't need to see it. This is one of the major reasons I don't be wasting my time with the show because I know how he do. I know how this fool do. He can't help himself. I want to talk to him and tell him, Tony, could you please cut down clowns that's finna wrestle each other before the show? Quit doing it. And guess what? You know Pac and Will Ospreay basically got a couple of licks on each other. I said it's stupid because you giving away the match before the match. This is why they kind of was separated for majority of the match until the very end. When after the matchup, and the right man got pinned or submitted, Kyle O'Reilly was knocked out. He was gone. That was the right move. He had to. He ain't got no championship. But the beatdown that happened backstage, fantastic, excellent. Giving more heat to that matchup. Boom. That's all you needed to do. You didn't need to have OC and Pac wrestling. No. I tell you all the time. Why do you think I keep going back to WrestleMania 21? I told you. I don't not remember Booker T. I'm sorry. Truth be told, I don't remember Booker T and anybody that was in the Money in the Bank matches, the very first Money in the Bank. I don't remember them wrestling each other on that I don't remember that. I don't remember Edge and Benoit and Kane and Shelton Benjamin and Christian and none of them. I don't remember none of them clowns. I don't remember. I don't remember. I straight up don't remember no doggone Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels wrestling before that outstanding, which to me is still the greatest match at WrestleMania 21. That was the best match on that whole show. I don't remember them two going. I don't remember I keep saying Booker. I don't remember Batista and Triple H wrestling before. The story is what did it. So when we got to the pay-per-view, you were ecstatic to see them get their hands on each other. That's the whole point. Don't give me the freaking match before the match. I feel like I keep saying this every freaking day concerning this doggone company. This is one of my biggest pet peeves about Tony Khan's booking. This fool can't help himself. I try to tell this fool every day, quit doing this stupid stuff. This fool look at me and say, I got to keep doing it because it's the best. I'm a sicko. No, you're crazy, man. You're insane. You done lost your mind, fool. And guess what? He done lost his mind multiple times because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? All Out is finna have at least 4 champions getting pinned. I saw this mess. I said, Tony, come on, bro. I said, they do it every day. And now here come this guy. Here comes Tony Khan. Pac is getting ready to get pinned by Will Ospreay. He's 1/3 of the doggone Trios champion. And then Tony Khan was like, well, Young Bucks came out of nowhere. They beat the snot out of everybody in the ring. They all got jumped, every single one of them. They got beat down. And so Claudio and company said, well, we're looking to add more gold. So we're challenging the Young Bucks at opposite. I said, well, all 3 Trios champions are finna take an L. Pac is taking the L because you know Will Ospreay finna beat the brakes off, especially what he did to him. That's an L. And then the Trios champ, the other 2, Willa Yuta and Claudio, they getting ready. I'm like, bro, I do not like champions getting pinned and not. I don't give a care what company or what situation it is. It's just so doggone silly, man. I don't know what this every promoter loves it. Michaels loves it. Triple H loves it. And Tony Khan is just a sicko for it as well. It's just sad. I'm like, what kind of world do we live in where champions are getting pinned in non-title matches on a regular basis? I could see if it was just out of nowhere and somebody had a decent reign and they haven't got pinned in forever. Okay. These fools just got the championships and you already get ready to have to take an L. I'm like, bro, I'm not doing that. But Tony Khan is about to do it. He's getting ready to do it. And you're going to see it all night long. I'm like, so that's the 8th match that just got added. Young Bucks versus Pac and Willa Yuta. And they're not winning. Young Bucks are retaining the championship. So I'll tell you this. After the matchup, Grizzled Young Veterans, if they don't pull up after the match, if the Grizzled Young Vets don't pull up after the match and lay the Young Bucks out and say, we want a shot at your tag team goal at freaking Grand Slam. Boom. Young Bucks are losing their titles at Grand Slam. It's a wrap. It's over. It's over. And the Grizzled Young Veterans will become your new AEW Tag Team Champ. And the moment they do, Tony Khan, you get to work on getting your freaking tag team division back to par to where it used to be. Because this stuff don't make no type of sense. None. Again, the E and AEW should be ashamed of themselves because their tag team divisions are trash. They need to get to work. The E, they ain't cared about tag team wrestling forever. And AEW used to give a crap, but they stopped caring. They stopped caring and they started getting lazy and they started doing the same clowns. We started seeing the same fools wrestling each other over and over again, and we ain't getting nowhere. We ain't getting no compelling storylines. We just putting random clowns together. Then we got this going. I'm like, again, that's what I said. The tag team division should be the main focus on Dynamite and Rampage. The Trios division should be the main thing on Collision. This way you can develop who you want to develop. Who do you want to be in that picture? That's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Don't keep doing the same foolishness. Keep thinking you keep doing the same foolishness expecting a different result. It's not going to work. It's not. So I just told you. And then Bryan Danielson versus Jack Perry. Bryan is winning. And again, that matchup is going to be going. Listen, I actually do that as a second match. I told you what my first match would be. My first match would be Mercedes and Sheeta. That's the first match for the TBS title. The second match would be the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Jack Perry versus Bryan Danielson. That's my second matchup because a lot of people won't see that coming. Third matchup would be Will Ospreay and Pac. That's the third one. Fourth matchup would be Willow Nightingale and Chris. So I'm getting them out the way. Let them do what they need to do. Fifth matchup would be MJF and DG. Sixth matchup would be the tag team champs. That's the sixth matchup. And then it's one more match before, because I said there's 8 matches that got. Oh, the Fatal 4-Way. The Fatal 4-Way. Actually, no, the Fatal 4-Way can be on pre-show. That's the one match I'm doing on pre-show. So that would be the first official match. The Triple Crown Championship. That's on the pre-show. And then the main event. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So, Swerve comes out. Tony Schiavone is getting ready to have a contract signed. They come out. Tony Schiavone say, all right, let's bring him out. Hangman. The music go off. Swerve and Dancing Man. Prince Nana. Sitting there looking confused, and Tony Schiavone like, okay, let's play this music again. Then you hear, oh, Swerve. Hey man, nice video you had earlier, but I just want to say, never tell where you're, never tell your house where you stay at. He pulled up to the man's house, and I already knew. I said, that house finna get burnt down. And the raw emotions that was on that man's face just made everything perfect. I love the entire segment. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting ready to go here. Let's call it for what it is. Hangman represents white supremacists that can't stand when an FBA person does something great, does something good, gets something great. He represents the haters that they hate. That's what that is. That's what he represents. He never wanted to see that man succeed. He never wanted to see that man shine. He never wanted to see him win the championship. He does. He does all those things he said he wasn't going to do. So he goes and destroys exactly what's inside of his heart, which is his childhood home. And he goes there. He cuts one of the best. Listen, this might be one of Hangman's best promos he cut in a very long time. He cut that promo. He said what he said to that man, and the emotion on doggone Swerve's face. Bro, this is why this is the main event. This right here is why this is the main event right here. H&M screwed up by not absolutely giving this man the opportunity to be on the E and actually be what we wanted to see, or what would represent us. You understand what I'm saying? Because people always talk about representation. Swerve is the perfect example of the representation because it's based on how he's being presented. I keep saying this all the time. It's more than just freaking representation. And so what you witnessed, what you saw is raw emotion because this man just burnt down what was in his heart from the moment he was born. He spent his entire lifehood going back to buy what was his from the beginning. He talked about his upbringing. Talked about how sometimes they couldn't eat. He talked about his sisters and his mom and dad. Everything. It was raw. It was heartfelt emotions. You can feel it. And then this man he does this foolish, this white supremacist bull jive. Excellent storytelling. I knew when they showed that video early, I said, Hangman gonna mess around and burn that place down. Never tell your ops where you live at. Never. That was the one mistake Swerve made. Ladies and gentlemen, this matchup is not just a doggone steel cage match. This is an unsanctioned last man stand. This is a anything goes match. This is why I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think Hangman is going to win, but these two are finna do some. Look, you thought the foolishness that they did before was crazy. We ain't seen nothing yet. I don't know what kind of foolishness these two are getting ready to do. I don't know. I have no clue, but I think what we get ready to witness, Hangman is going to win, but he going to do something that's going to write Swerve off TV for a long time. Swerve going to be away, and while he's away, Hangman going to sneak his way back into that title picture, and he going to win it. And I think when he wins it and he goes on a nice run, Swerve gonna come out of nowhere and he gonna beat him for the championship. This will be the last time they wrestle one another. But I think right now, Hangman goes over and Swerve goes on a nice vacation. This is gonna write Swerve off TV. That's what I'm going with. Based off of what's being told and what you're seeing it, because Hangman has never beaten this man. He's never beaten him. So I'm like, okay. A lot of people was like, well, how come they didn't leave the championship? I said, because look, they beef is bigger than the championship. I told everybody the moment that Swerve won the championship, I was already expecting him to lose it all out. I just didn't know who he was losing. I mean, all in. I just knew, like I said, I knew he was losing. I just didn't know he was losing too. I was like, okay, let's see what Tony Khan can do for 4 months. What he can do with the guy that's representing foundational black Americans across the world. What is he going to do with the opportunity that he's given? And then this whole story arc. Raw emotion. You burn down the man's house because all the foolishness that he did, he actually went to it. And here's the deal. Swerve didn't attack his family. He went into the house. He put down his shirt. He did all of that crazy stuff, but he didn't attack his family. Hangman destroyed his childhood home. They are both sick, twisted, and demented. Both of them. That's why you can go either way. You can root for whoever you want in this matchup. I'm telling you right now. Hangman got this on lock. But I'm telling you, it's the best feud going right now. Ladies and gentlemen, like I say all the freaking time, when we get an opportunity to get into this doggone space, because ladies and gentlemen, you know FBAs aren't allowed. We weren't allowed in this space. Just call it for what it is. I'm speaking some truth right now. We weren't allowed in this doggone space. And the moment we got in, we started to showcase, hey, we could be just as good as y'all. Second time, even better. If you don't give us no doggone stereotypical coon gimmicks, we'll be up here shucking and jiving and crap, and you allow us to do what we need to do, go out here and showcase why we belong in this picture, we can be just as good as you. That's what Swerve decided to do, man. This whole story arc is insane. And I'm telling you right now, mark my words, these two are getting ready to do some insane foolishness. You ain't seen nothing yet. That's why they got the main event. They got the main event. I said it makes sense for them to have the main event. Ain't nobody gonna be able to follow what these two do. Nobody. Not even MJF and DG. Not even look. Pac and Will Ospreay is probably gonna be one of the best matches on the show. I'm expecting them to. But I'm telling you right now, the main event ain't even got nothing to do with the World Championship. Nothing. That's a whole story arc in itself. The reason why Moxley is back is because he's doing some behind the scenes business that we don't know what the clown going on. It's some foolishness that's going on behind the scenes. We don't know. But listen, overall, I thought this was a very good go-home show. That's why I ain't paying no attention to the ratings. I'm not listening to these shields that's D-Ride and Triple H. This was a very good go-home show. You know me. You heard I gave my critiques. And I was hard on Tony Khan on some of the things I said. But overall, man, this is a fantastic go-home show. So I just gave you my predictions. And if, quote-unquote, Tony Khan does add a knife match, and it happens to be Swerve versus Jamie Hayter going to beat the brakes off of Swerve. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm done. Listen, I'm out of here. I'll talk to y'all cats later. This your main man, Caseyfield, King 7 for Life Wrestling Takes. I'll talk to y'all cats later. You know exactly what to do. Hit the comment section up. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. And like I said, prayers up to the families of Fat Man Scoop, Beat King, and Rich Homie Quan. I'll talk to y'all cats later. Holla at your boy.